Research papers, conferences, and detailed studies began exploring the ethical and scientific implications of his existence. He became a symbol of transformation, a living example of potential beyond predetermined programming. Koda's interactions with other research teams revealed something profound. His experiences allowed him to communicate complex ideas about survival, adaptation, and the nature of consciousness. He wasn't just a research subject. He was becoming a researcher himself. The ship's environment became his new home. Specialized areas were designed to support his unique biological and cognitive needs. Each space reflected an understanding that Koda was more than a creature to be studied. He was a partner in discovery. During planetary exploration missions, Koda's abilities became legendary. His enhanced senses and rapid information processing allowed teams to gather data in environments that would be impossible for standard research methods. He moved between biological and technological capabilities with remarkable ease. Some often remark that Koda represented the future of scientific exploration, not a weapon, not a tool, but a sentient being with unlimited potential. Each mission revealed new layers of his capabilities, challenging previous scientific understanding. The transformation was complete. From an abandoned war creature left to die on a distant battlefield, Koda had become a respected member of the research team. His past was not forgotten, but it no longer defined him. As their research vessel prepared for a groundbreaking deep space mission, Koda stood beside Jay and Sung. His body showed scars of his previous life, but his eyes reflected something entirely new: hope, curiosity, and a sense of purpose. The stars outside seemed to welcome him, a silent invitation to a future filled with endless possibilities. No longer a weapon, no longer abandoned. Now an explorer, a researcher, a living testament to the power of compassion and scientific understanding. Koda was home. The soft hum of equipment seemed to fade, replaced by the weight of Koda's revelations. This was more than a medical case. This was a window into a hidden world of technological brutality. Jay understood they were witnessing something extraordinary. Not just a medical recovery, but the potential rehabilitation of a being who had been systematically dehumanized, or more accurately, de-individualized. Koda's memories began to fade, the neural interface powering down, but the impact of his story remained, a testament to survival, to resilience, to the possibility of transformation. The research team looked at each other, understanding that everything had changed. Koda was no longer just a rescued creature. He was evidence, a living witness to a system that treated sentient beings as disposable tools. As ship's night cycle began, Koda rested, his body healing, his mind processing decades of complicated experiences. Outside the medical bay's window, stars moved silently, witnesses to a story of unexpected survival, a story that was far from over. The research vessel hummed with anticipation as Koda took his first independent steps. No longer a broken weapon, he moved with a newfound grace that surprised everyone. Dr. Park J. watched carefully, understanding that this moment represented more than physical recovery. It was a complete transformation. Koda's neural interface had been modified, allowing more complex communication. His enhanced abilities now served a different purpose: scientific research and understanding, instead of destruction. The team discovered he could process complex information faster than most advanced computer systems, making him an invaluable research partner. Some men developed specialized training programs that challenged Koda's capabilities. They weren't preparing him for combat, but for exploration and scientific discovery. Each test revealed layers of intelligence that went far beyond their initial expectations. Koda wasn't just learning. He was adapting, growing, understanding. The creature's knowledge about alien military systems became a crucial resource. Military researchers found themselves consulting Koda about complex bioengineering techniques, technological modifications, and strategic insights from his previous life. He became a bridge between human understanding and alien technological complexity. During a critical research mission, Koda's unique abilities first became truly apparent. When the ship's primary communication systems failed during a complex planetary survey, he used his enhanced neural capabilities to maintain critical data transmission. What would have been a failed mission became a breakthrough scientific expedition. His relationship with the human research team evolved beyond professional cooperation. Kota began showing emotional intelligence that challenged everything they understood about bioengineered creatures. He displayed empathy, curiosity, and a genuine desire to understand the world around him. The medical team continued monitoring his biological systems, discovering that his genetic modifications allowed unprecedented adaptability. Each day brought new revelations about his potential. He wasn't just surviving. He was thriving in ways no one had predicted. Earth's scientific community became increasingly interested in Kota's story. The subtle changes in his body language. This wasn't just an animal recovering. This was a sentient being slowly returning to consciousness. The first real moment of connection happened unexpectedly. Jay was adjusting medical equipment when Kota's paw reached out, almost touching her hand. Not an aggressive movement. Something softer. Something that suggested understanding. Communication was challenging. The research team developed a neural interface that could partially translate Kota's brain signals. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to reveal glimpses of his inner world. Pain, confusion, a deep sense of loss. Kota's body told a story of survival. Scars mapped complex battles. Genetic enhancements showed evidence of repeated medical interventions designed to create the perfect combat unit. But beneath the physical modifications, there was something more, a sense of intelligence that went beyond simple programming. The medical team discovered that Kota's neural network was extraordinarily complex. He could process information faster than most biological creatures, understand complex emotional signals, and adapt to new environments with remarkable speed. Slowly, Kota began to interact with the team. Small movements, slight changes in posture, a growing awareness that these humans were different from his previous handlers. They weren't preparing him for battle. They were helping him heal. Some would often sit near Kota's medical station, talking softly, sometimes about research, sometimes about nothing important, just creating a sense of comfort and safety. Kota would listen, his enhanced ears tracking every sound, every subtle change in vocal tone. Jay documented everything. Each movement, each response, each tiny indication of recovery and adaptation. This was more than a medical case. This was a potential breakthrough in understanding bioengineered life forms. The ship's environment became Kota's world. Controlled temperatures, carefully managed nutrition, advanced medical support that worked with his enhanced biological systems. Gradually, strength returned to his body. Weeks passed. Kota's recovery moved from medical miracle to something more profound. He began to show signs of emotional understanding, recognition, the ability to differentiate between threat and safety. One particular moment marked a turning point. During a routine medical check, Kota deliberately moved to make Jay's work easier. It wasn't training. It wasn't programming. It was a choice, a moment of cooperation that suggested something deeper than simple animal behavior. The research team realized they were dealing with something extraordinary, not just a bioengineered weapon, not just a surviving creature, but a sentient being with potential far beyond their initial understanding. Kota's eyes, once distant and hollow, now held something different. Intelligence. The battlefield stretched like a broken promise across the rocky terrain, a landscape of destruction and forgotten dreams. Dust swirled around the motionless figure of the alien war creature, its body a testament to the brutality of a conflict that cared nothing for individual lives. Kota, a bioengineered combat animal, lay half-buried in the rocky ground, each breath a painful struggle against the unforgiving environment. His once powerful body was now a broken shell. Muscles that were once primed for battle now trembled with weakness. The genetic modifications that had made him the perfect weapon now seemed like a cruel joke, designed for survival, yet abandoned without a second thought. The alien military had left him behind, a disposable asset no longer useful in their endless war. His metallic gray fur was matted with dried blood and alien dust, telling a story of countless battles and ultimate betrayal. The creature's eyes, once bright with intelligence and purpose, now looked distant and hollow, reflecting the pain of abandonment. In the harsh landscape, survival seemed impossible. Koda had lost track of time since his handlers had disappeared, leaving him to die alone. His enhanced senses, once a weapon of precision, now only served to remind him of his isolation. The distant sounds of occasional weapon fire and the low hum of departing spacecraft were the only reminders that a war still raged around his broken body. The genetic engineering that created Koda was a marvel of alien science. He was more than a simple animal, a complex being with enhanced intelligence, remarkable healing capabilities, and a neural network that allowed him to process information faster than most biological creatures. Yet in this moment, all those advantages seemed meaningless. His body bore the scars of multiple battles. Deep cuts crisscrossed his muscular frame, some healing, some still raw and painful. Each one told a story of combat, of being pushed beyond normal limits, of fighting battles for masters who viewed him as nothing more than a tool to be used and discarded. The planet itself seemed to mirror Koda's condition, a wasteland of broken promises and forgotten dreams. Rocks jutted from the ground like broken teeth, and the sky was a dull, oppressive gray that seemed to crush any hope of survival. In the distance, the remnants of destroyed military equipment dotted the landscape, silent witnesses to the brutality of the ongoing conflict. Koda's enhanced hearing picked up the faintest sounds, the movement of small creatures, the distant wind, the occasional rumble of a far-off explosion. But these sounds were becoming more distant, more muffled. His body was shutting down, accepting the inevitable end that seemed to approach with each labored breath. The creature's mind, still sharp despite his physical condition, began to replay memories. Memories of training, of battles, of the cold efficiency of his handlers who saw him as nothing more than a weapon to be deployed and discarded. He remembered the precise movements, the calculated attacks, the moments of pure survival instinct that had kept him alive through countless conflicts. But now, those memories seemed like distant dreams. The rocky ground beneath him felt cold and unforgiving, a stark contrast to the warm environments of his early training. His body, once a perfect machine of combat, now felt like a prison slowly closing in around him. As the light began to fade and the planet's temperature dropped, Koda knew his chances of survival were minimal. The bioengineering that had made him a superior combat unit was now working against him, his enhanced metabolism burning through what little energy remained in his broken body. Just as darkness began to settle and hope seemed completely lost, a distant sound caught his attention. Something different, something unexpected. The faint hum of an approaching vehicle, the sound of voices, not the harsh, mechanical communication of his previous handlers, but something else, something that carried a hint of possibility. Koda's eyes, though weakened, remained alert. His ears, still perfectly tuned, tracked the approaching sounds. Something was coming. Whether it meant life or final destruction remained to be seen. In the vast, lonely battlefield, a single creature waited, forgotten, abandoned, but not yet defeated. The research vessel's medical team moved carefully across the rocky terrain, their protective suits shielding them from the planet's harsh environment. Dr. Park Jai led the group, her eyes scanning the landscape with a mix of scientific curiosity and deep compassion. Their mission was simple: document the aftermath of the alien conflict and collect any potential biological samples, but nothing could have prepared them for what they would discover that day. The first sign was a slight movement, almost imperceptible, among the scattered battlefield debris. Sung Min, the team's junior researcher, almost missed it. A twitch of fur, a barely visible breath. Jay approached slowly, her medical scanner already humming with activity. The device began to show complex readings that made her stop in her tracks. This was no ordinary creature. The biosignatures were unlike anything they had ever encountered. Koda lay partially buried in rocky ground, his body a complex map of wounds and genetic modifications. Each scan revealed layers of technological enhancement that blurred the line between living being and advanced machine. His neural network was so complex that it sparked multiple interest points on the medical scanner. "We need to move carefully," Jad whispered to Sung. "This creature is critically injured, but there's something different about it." The team carefully approached, aware that wounded combat animals could be unpredictable. But Koda showed no aggression. Instead, there was something in his eyes, a deep intelligence, a silent plea for help that transcended species boundaries. Sung prepared the portable medical unit, its advanced technology designed to stabilize even the most critically wounded patients. Each movement was calculated, each step precise. They knew one wrong move could mean the difference between life and death for this mysterious creature. As they began the initial medical assessment, the true extent of Koda's injuries became clear. Multiple genetic modifications had been pushed beyond their limits. His body was a testament to the brutal efficiency of alien military engineering, a living weapon now broken and abandoned. Jay's hands moved with practiced skill, each touch gentle yet professional. She had seen many injured creatures in her years of research, but this was different. Koda wasn't just an animal. He was a being with a complex history, with experiences that went far beyond simple biological existence. The team's communication was minimal, each member understanding their role perfectly. Sung managed the medical equipment. Another team member prepared transport protocols, while Jay continued her careful examination. Koda's body responded slowly to their treatment. His enhanced healing capabilities fought against the extensive damage, creating a complex medical puzzle. Each minute of treatment was a battle against time and injury. "We can save him," Jay said quietly, her voice a mixture of scientific determination and something deeper, a sense of compassion that went beyond professional responsibility. The transport back to their medical vessel was carefully managed. Special containment units were prepared, environmental controls adjusted to support Koda's unique biological needs. It was more than a rescue. It was a potential scientific breakthrough. Sung watched as Jay worked, admiring her commitment. This wasn't just a research mission anymore. This was a rescue of something extraordinary, a living being who had been discarded like broken equipment. As their medical vessel lifted from the planet's surface, Koda remained unconscious but stable. The medical bay hummed with advanced technology, monitors displaying complex biological data that told a story of survival against impossible odds. None of them knew what would happen next. Would the creature survive? What secrets did its advanced genetic structure hold? What experiences had shaped its existence? The only certainty was their commitment to saving a life that others had deemed worthless. In the vast emptiness of space, surrounded by advanced medical technology, a forgotten war creature began a journey towards an uncertain future. Somewhere between life and death, between machine and living being, Koda breathed, rescued, but not yet saved. The medical bay glowed with soft blue light, a contrast to the harsh environment where Koda had been found. Days turned into weeks, and the creature's recovery became more than just a medical challenge. It became a journey of understanding. Dr. Park Jai spent hours monitoring Koda's progress. His body was healing in ways that defied standard medical expectations. Genetic modifications allowed rapid cellular regeneration, but something else was happening, something more complex than simple biological repair. Some men noticed it first. The way Koda's eyes would track movement,